What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? So, today we're going to be talking about, I get this all the time, making money on YouTube. Making money on YouTube is a very interesting subject. And to be completely honest, years ago when this all started out, I, um, I wasn't completely sure. Hold on, let me just back up. When I started YouTube, I had no intention of actually making money as an income stream on YouTube, nor did I see any potential to make money, nor did I understand how money was made on YouTube. So I'm going to come at this as a completely different, probably view than the other generations of people that are younger that have played on YouTube because when I came up, there was no such thing as YouTube. So this is all relatively new to me. I guess you could say email's even new to me to a relative degree. But so making money on YouTube. So this is a very complex thing. So you can obviously the first way is if you post a video, you can monetize it with advertising, and after you qualify. When I started, there was no such thing as a qualification. Actually, long story short, I was putting up videos with the idea of just remembering how I put stuff together, which because I always forget stuff. But anyway, long story short, so I'm putting these videos together and I thought it was kind of neat. I never really thought about it. And then one day I got this email from YouTube and they're like, "Hey, do you want to be a partner?" I'm like, "I don't know. Do I want to be a partner? I don't even know what that means." So anyway, I start being a partner, then go through and get to monetize and whatever. So within like a couple days of monetizing with YouTube, and I had just a few small people looking at it, like maybe some videos would probably get like 5 or 10 views. I mean, like we're talking relatively really small. And I'd probably put out like maybe 10 or 12 videos at this point. I'd just give you a reference number. We're at over 500 now, or getting ready to get at 500 when they come through editing. But so within a couple days, I see this first instinct, and I see the first like I make like 2 or 3 cent, which I thought was pretty interesting because you were making money on somebody just watching a video for a couple 3 cent, and I said, "Man, damn, that's pretty interesting." So I watched it for a little while, and then I was like, "Man, if I could just make like $100 a month, man, that would be awesome because that would just pay for gas or whatever, and I could keep it in my motorcycle and." Whatever. It'd be great just to have $100 just to throw away that no one cares about. So that's how I started my relationship with YouTube. Now, it took about probably 2 or 3 months before, I might even took 4 months before us to actually get to the threshold to get the $100. So back then you had to make $100 before they would pay you. And when I say back then, I'm talking about 2014. So I finally get to the $100 threshold, and I get my first. They direct deposit it, and I get my first direct deposit of $100 or whatever it was, and I was just amazed. I was like, "Okay, this is just the coolest thing ever." So then I just set off. I was like, whatever I'm doing with cars or whatever, I'll just make a couple videos on it, and then it just kind of, balled from there, and just got bigger and bigger and bigger to where we're at now, and but I didn't really realize when I started out like what the what was really involved. Like I didn't get search engine optimization, I didn't get the thumbnails, I didn't get the tag words, or I didn't get the description. I didn't even get the titles. I was just like shooting videos and didn't really care, and I just posted them. That was basically it. So you can make it at least partially down the road doing that. In case you're wondering if you can do that, but YouTube, you're not going to get really wealthy off of it. Although I gotta say, I'm not complaining. I mean, we get about a 500,000 people a month, and we do a relatively okay. But long story short, um, it's nothing you would send back to them. Of course, you're going to keep it, but that turns out to be just the tip of the iceberg on how to make money on YouTube. And the further I got into it, the more I realized if you have a YouTube, that gives you web authority. So even your local listings, you start rising to the search engines higher. So it'll help your brick and mortar business. which I thought was very interesting because I never really even considered YouTube as a factor in anything. But since it's linked to Google, the world's largest, well, they're the same company, the world's largest search engine, then it immediately affects your income if you have a brick and mortar company. So I would tell anyone that had a, we're always about cars, if you had a car dealership, but it really for anyone that has any kind of business that they're trying to do and they're expecting traffic to come to or trying to get traffic to it, you definitely want to get a YouTube channel because it does increase your web authority, which is very, very important in the world we live in because that's what gives you the ability to keep making money. Or when I say that, I'm talking about it raises you up so far in the search. So if somebody says, "Hey, I need to repair a car," are you going to be the guy that ranks number one, or are you going to be the guy on page 4 that no one sees? YouTube puts you a little further up that ladder. That's all I'm saying. And then there's all kinds of other little offshoots to this that make money. Like you've seen us with our Amazon store. Not that we make a killing or anything, but it's still pretty cool. Like whatever I'm using, I can put into the Amazon store, and then Amazon pays you like, let's say something was $100. You might, depending on what category it was in, you might make anywhere between $3 to $8. If somebody bought something for $100, and you're like, oh, that's nothing. Yeah, it really is nothing, except if you had 500,000 people a month like we do, and they're starting to come through the traffic lines, then that $2 or $3 starts adding up to a lot more. We're not quite monetized fully yet. In other words, I haven't went through all my videos and add all that, so I really can't tell you how good or how bad that is, other than I can definitely see potential there. And then you get into other things like once you get to YouTube, and then you've got a place that creates your traffic, and you can send other things in, like if you brought a product to market, like the Amazon Black Label, or I think it's called Black Label, or I'm trying to think of what it's called. But anyway, if you had a product from them, now that you have a YouTube platform, you can review that product on your own on your own YouTube for your own Amazon and be making money on both ends. You'll be making money to advertise every time somebody watches it, and then somebody orders it from Amazon. So you're getting paid coming and going. So you got that, and then it just keeps going out further and further. Then you start getting into all the other affiliates. So I'm talking with a company, Lexington Law, this week, and they're wanting me to be an affiliate, or we're talking about being an affiliate, and so they're going to pay me every time because I do some credit repair stuff. They're like, hey, well, if you'll send somebody to refer it, they're going to pay us a small fee. Okay, well, we're talking about it anyway, so I mean that's another income stream. Geico offers it. There's any company you can just about conceivably think of has some sort of affiliate program, mostly. Walmart does. I mean, you can use Walmart as an affiliate. So it turns out to be like this catalyst circle that you would need to start building your online presence. So I would say that YouTube is I think if it's a very much a necessity in today's business world. If you're going to be in business for yourself and you're going to be trying to get ranked up there where people can find you on the internet, and then like in our case where we do repair videos or self-help or whatever we're getting into that particular day. I mean, we make a little bit of advertising on them, but also, I mean, if we're using a product and somebody wants to buy it, they can go over to the Amazon, they buy it, make a little bit off that, or any other affiliate we happen to have. And then you get into other stuff like when you get enough size, which we're not there yet. I don't even know if I care enough to get there, but if we did get there, you got companies that'll call you and be like, hey, would you use I'm just throwing something out here, our particular monkey wrench or whatever. And you're like, yeah, no problem. I'll use it. Or check it out for them. They want you just to review it, and then they'll pay you whatever. So I would say YouTube is very relevant. Very, very, very relevant on money. And as far as us, we've made tens of thousands of dollars so far. Like this is not like a joke money. Like it's real money that Google pays. I mean, you're a business, and they're as far as they're concerned, and it's taken years to get to where we're at. But we have made pretty dang good money, and I'm not saying it's always consistent, but I will say that it's pretty consistent. There's usually within a $200 or $300 range from month to month. So it's not like it's, one month you made $50 and the next month you made 5,000. I mean, you'd always be within the $300 or $400 range. It doesn't change much. Right after Christmas, it drops. 4th of July, it drops. But all in all, if you took all 12 months out, they generally stay pretty consistent and they crawl at a very slow pace. But from year to year, you make more money than you did the previous year. We grow probably about, I would say, I don't know, maybe 20% from year over year. I know it's not killing it or we're not getting rich or anything, but I'm just putting that out there for you because think of it kind of like a retirement thing. You get out there and you can make yourself, you start out making $500 additional a month and you get out to 1,000 and 2,000 and 3,000. That's significant money. Um, Being it's passive income and that's just on Google ads. Because then if you turn around and you monetize your Amazon, you're probably going to double whatever you're making on YouTube. So if you were making 2,000 on YouTube, you're probably going to be at 4,000 total, maybe 4,500, which is a pretty lucrative income. I mean, pretty much anyone watching this right now, if I said, "Hey, listen, I'm going to write you a check for $5,000 a month, and on the 21st of every month, I'm going to deposit it, and if you don't need it, send it back to me." Hey, what's up, Big Cliff? The majority of you are probably going to be like, you know what? I can find a reason for that 5 grand. I can find something to do with it. I know all it's got to do is hit my house, and there's a woman in here that'll make sure that my money is spent exactly wherever it needs to go. And I just wanted to share this with you because I get asked about this a lot, and I've always just put it off, put it off, put it off because I just didn't want to deal with it because it just opens up so many avenues of questioning. Um, but I've told people in person. I've probably told, I don't know, I'm gonna guess, I'm gonna be conservative. I've probably told 200 to 300 people, "Hey man, you need to start a YouTube channel, and this would be like a mini retirement. And this right here, you can make." And I'll show them, "Hey, look!" And I get my Google Studio app, and I'm like, "Hey, look, this is what I've made." And you'd be like, "Oh, well, if you're anything over $100, I think would be impressive on YouTube. Anything over 1,000, you definitely got my attention. Over 10 grand, I'd be listening. And over 100 grand, I'm damn sure listening." These kids are like, "Ah, no, I'm pretty happy with my $8 an hour job. I don't really need that anymore." And I think YouTube did something very amazing. They actually tapped into the last unrenewable resource, which is the individual. So there is only one of me. There's only one of you. So whatever you're bringing to the table and your unique qualities and whatever your gift is to the planet, that's exclusive to you. So if you choose to share it on your own platform with YouTube, I mean, you just pretty much get paid to be yourself. I mean, what a great country. I mean, I don't know how it gets any better than that, guys. I've worked really hard my whole life. I've never really had it easy. I mean, I've had to do physical labor or hard work, hitting them car lots and pavements, hours and hours and hours. And in my life, I've never experienced anything quite like the passive income that's on I'm going to say the YouTube journey, because YouTube is just kind of like the beginning. They give you the Google AdSense, but it's pretty amazing. It's just an amazing adventure. And you think about it. You think about the biggest pop star out there. I'm just not that cool. Y'all have to throw one out there for me. Give me somebody that's a big pop star real quick. Taylor Swift. I think we all heard of Taylor Swift. T Swift. God, that's a good looking woman. Anyway, so Taylor Swift she's about as popular and big and she's whatever. But with Google, they're bigger than her. They're bigger than all of them put it together. So you're partner with Google. So Google says, "You know what? If I can make money on Big Cliff here, I'm gonna put Big Cliff beside Taylor Swift because I make more money on Big Cliff because people like what Big Cliff's talking about and they don't care about Taylor Swift's songs. So I'm going to send them whatever Big Cliff wants." And the next thing you know, Big Cliff's got traffic coming to Barbados. He's just rocking and rolling. He's just, he's got 10 people, then 20, then 100, then 1,000. And that's just how simple it is. And they have tapped into the resource of the human experience. You know what I mean? That's what they are. You are an individual and they're milking it and they are extorting it and which is awesome. They know how to, they track so many variables, like they know what the people are wanting to watch, and they do a great job too. Like I'm on there and they suggest stuff. I'm like, dang, I would watch that. So like that really works. It does work, and they're amazing company on their end of how they do things. It's a little creepy when you think about it, but I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, it definitely works. And that's what I'm saying. If you guys want to know anything about this YouTube stuff, or you've ever had an inclination to build a second income or anything like that, I swear to you, yeah, man, it's the power of clicks is so true. The I can't even tell you enough. I mean, like, think about it. I mean, people views are the new currency. That's just how it is. I mean, we got yesterday we had 15,800 or something like that people come by in a 24-hour period. That's a lot of people. But some of these kids, and I say kids, we're talking about people in their 20s. These kids are multi-millionaires. Here we are. We done worked our ass off, and we've made our little piece of this and that, but we're trying to still make it. And these kids are like, they don't even understand the concept of work. They actually think getting on the camera and taking a couple films and touring around the world is an actual job. I mean, damn, man, I came up in a sawmill, Louisiana Pacific, pulling raw lumber, and now that's hard work. You know what I mean? I think my job paid me like $4 an hour or something when I first my very first real job. And kids today, they can get on there and start them a YouTube channel and be making $2,000 a month and be like, like I don't really feel like working a normal job, so I think I'm just gonna do this. And you know what? Can you blame them? I mean, but they're the ones, like, they figured it out, like they know, and then they really, a very few handful of them, I figured out, hey, look, this is real money. This is not like, this is a big deal. And I've studied a few of the big names out there, like that chick Jenna Marbles. That girl is not a dumbass. I mean, I think somewhere I read that she's actually got a master's degree. I mean, she's highly educated. She's very articulate, but on her channel, she appears to be just kind of nonchalant. She's pretty raw if you go check her out. I'll give her this. She is pretty funny. But she's tapped into, yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And that's right, Cliff. So that's exactly right. And my whole thing is like this girl Jenna Marbles. I was checking her out. She had a professional career. I don't know what she was doing. I have to relook at the article. She was doing something in the professional field, and she decided to do the YouTube route. And then she gained and gained and gained. But the girl, who knows exactly what she makes, but she's seriously into seven digits. She's heavy into seven digits. And, she's just basically putting off as kind of like a blonde bimbo. I mean, that's kind of her persona when she kind of really plays it well. She does other characters too, but when she does it, it's hilarious. But people, they just love it. And the other guy, he's just huge too, like PewDiePie or whatever his name is. He's just a gamer. And this guy, I mean, he's into the billions of people following him. I mean, this is real life. Like, this guy has put some stuff on videotape, and he's bought his entire life for free. He never has to work ever again. Like, it's done. Hey, what's up, Autobuff? Yeah. So this guy Pewee, man, he's smart. I mean, he's not. I mean, we all like to try to be like, oh, I don't want to be a dumbass kid on a video in front of a video machine, but they're not really stupid. They're actually extremely intelligent. And they're very, very, very smart to do this. And that's why I'm going to encourage anyone out there that would watch this video, and I know it'll go in rotation and be probably seen hundreds of thousands of times. But if anybody's ever thought about making a YouTube channel that doesn't have one, I would encourage it, because it's just going to take you on a journey. And it doesn't have to be like your typical stupid YouTube channel like mine. You can just talk about stuff that you just want to talk about. You don't even got to show your face. There's probably YouTube channels that don't even show their own personality. And just get started with something and get you a little bit of web base going, and a little bit of just a little bit of web authority, and just start getting out there. I mean, guys, I'm telling you. I mean, you got to think. Okay, granted, $1,000 ain't gonna change anybody's life. All right, but what if I said, okay, hey, listen, from now on until the day you die, I'm going to give you $1,000 a month. Okay. And then the next month I said, hey, listen, I've changed my mind. I'm going to make it 1,500. Well, there's going to be a number that it's going to change your life and it's going to affect you day to day operations. So if I put you in at 1,500, 2,000, 2,500, you're going to prioritize this YouTube thing, and it's going to become a very real. It's going to be a very real investment as far as time for you. That's just how I feel about it. I mean, I absolutely love YouTube. There's some aggravating parts about it. You get kind of pissed because they always change their algorithm, so you kind of don't really. It's hard to follow the what people want. I mean, as far as what they want, what they show your stuff at. But the way I see it, just be yourself. I mean, hell, it's not like I'm going to be good looking, so ain't no sense in putting on makeup and all of that crap. In England, there are train spotters. That's always used to open my eyes. There you go. That's right, man. Depends on what you do with $1,000. That's exactly right. So yeah, $1,000. I'm here to tell you, I think $1,000. I remember the first time we made $1,000 on YouTube. It kind of was like we were making 700 and 800, and I was like, damn, if I could just make it to 1,000, I would make it. And then one month, just like that, we broke 1,000, and I was like, if we didn't break it, I think we went straight up to 1,200. And then you're like, okay, man, I made over $1,000. Then it is 12. Now it becomes the new benchmark. Then all of a sudden you're like, okay, I got to make 1,500, then 2 grand. And that's just how it works with YouTube. I mean, you get addicted to it. It's like this drug that you got to have. And plus, you build all these cool relationships with people. Nathan Flake, you're hot. I'd tap it. You tap what? I don't know what he's talking about. I know he ain't gonna tap me. So I don't know what he's talking about. All sorts of things can get you out of there get you out there as a star. Yeah, absolutely, man. There is all kinds of things that can get you. Yeah, anything. Controversy. People love controversy, but most of if you can just offer anything of any significance to help the human race. Literally, if you could Google any subject in your brain right now, I don't care what pops up in your brain. Google it, and there's going to be a YouTube video on it. And not only is there going to be a video, but there's going to be followers. I've got this nurse friend of mine. I was telling her, do it. And she came up with some really great ideas. And I was like, man, those are pretty cool. So I just started typing them. And guess what? People have already done them, which is no problem. There's always room for more. But, and that's what I'm saying. Maybe you're good at computers. Maybe you're good at just talking to people. Maybe you're good at business leadership. Maybe you're good at cars. Maybe you're good at one specific. Maybe you're one good specific niche in life. Who cares what it is? I mean, I'm a car guy, but maybe you're good at who knows. Maybe you're good at picking out ink pens. I have no idea. But whatever you're good at, people will listen to that, and they love to watch other people that are interested in the same mind stuff. So that's how it catches on. I mean, geez, I just looked at my first video I ever did because I'm going back doing all the Amazon editing and all this crap. And it was scary. I was like, that is a terrible video. I'm like wearing sunglasses. I've got the music up. And I'm talking like this. Like I haven't shaved in like 4 days. I'm like, yeah, this is how you do a Mustang. And you can barely hear me talking because the music is so loud. I'm like, yeah, this is how you do a Mustang bumper cover. I like zero personality. And that's where I started. And it's like pathetic. And I was like, man, I should delete this. And I was like, no way will I delete this. I will always remember how I started YouTube. And that's just, and none of you are that challenged. Like most of you out here are actually pretty savvy people. So you're not going to be doing stupid crap like I was doing. So I don't know. And I'll tell you something else, man. You get into other stuff like this. This is crazy. But like I'm looking at some companies and doing the Chinese junk or whatever, bringing in imports. Too self-conscious to be a YouTube star. Hey, you know what though? That's funny. He would actually say that. Yeah, karaoke's an excellent one. Hey, Autobuff, I don't know about you, man, but I think we got to go down to Barbados and see what's going on down there, bro. I think we've been stuck up here in the where he I think Otto, aren't you down there? You're somewhere on the Beltway, somewhere between here and DC, and Big Cliff is down there in Barbados. So I think we got to disconnect. I think we got to come down there and hang out with our boy and see what's going on down there in Barbados. We have to go karaoke with him. But yeah, he's right. I mean, you just the longer you do it, just fell your way to success. I mean, that's how it works. I mean, lots of beers. So, and there you go. You could be a beer drinker. You could be like a beer drinker trying to, come up with different ways to drink beer. Whatever you can conceive, someone will. There is a market for it. Otto's in New York there. Okay, well, you're not too far from me, man. You're about 4 hours to the godforsaken land. Are you in the city, or are you heading out the other side toward Buffalo? I'll wait for him to respond. Um, yeah, so I would encourage anyone, if you want to do something different in your life, upstate, gotcha. Um, think about YouTube. Think about it, because it can change things for you. It can change things like you've never even dreamed of. Change things. So far, like just to give you a couple highlights, that not that it's a big deal, I guess, but I've probably got about, I don't know, maybe 30 celebrities in our subscriber, and every time I get one, I'm like, shut up. I used to watch you when I was a kid. So it's pretty cool. Like so you get, like, not that it means nothing. It's not like they're giving you a signature, or they ever want to see you or talk to you or associate with you, but they're subscribing to your channel, and it kind of makes you feel like, hey, that's cool. Somebody important, like, just check me out. That's pretty cool. And then you get big channels, like really, really big channels that come on, and then they start watching you, and you start interacting, and then you realize you really are a global market. And like yesterday, I had a guy, or a couple days ago, there was a guy in Iraq. He was on a military base, and he was stuck. Long story short, he has 4-wheel drive. He's stuck. Blah blah blah. So here I am on my phone at the gym talking to this guy, one of our soldiers at the air base, or wherever he's at down there. He's somewhere over there, and maybe it was Afghanistan. I can't remember. Anyway, so they're stuck, and they've got a late model GM. And anyway, he kicks it out. He pulls the battery, all that. He's like, "Man, you're a rock star, brother. Appreciate it. Chris over there. It's really late." And that happens all the time. I get people from everywhere, from Europe to Australia, Asia, and you'll find out that the world is a really, really, really small place. I mean, it really is. And there's just, all it is just filled of 10 billion people just like me and you. And they all like to talk. And, if you've got a little bit of information that you can help the world with, believe me, they'll reach out to you. And then you start finding out you can reach out to all these other people. Yeah, definitely, my man, definitely. I do a lot of military support stuff too, so I get a lot of. I'm kind of. We get a lot of downloads off the bases and all that good stuff. We always give them shout outs. But yeah, it's cool. It's crazy, and I love it. And if y'all got any questions about YouTube, have you ever thought about doing it? Do you ever source flip cars on Craigslist? Hey, Nathan, yeah. Yeah, absolutely, man. It's no big deal. We do it all the time. Uh-oh. Lost stream. Uh-oh. Trying to fix it, guys. I guess I'm still live. I don't know. It looks like there we go. We're back on. We're back on. All right. I don't know. We got some pretty bad weather up here. Oh, yeah. Some of us are private. I want to remember when they were only telegrams and hammer lips. That was the back in the good old days, wasn't it? But as far as source and flip cars on Craigslist, yeah, Nathan, we do that all the time. That's just the kind of new way it's done. We had a video on it the other day talking about flipping cars from social media, like the Facebooks and the Let's Goes and whatever other versions they are of that stuff. And Craigslist will always be a good one. Just people, there's always places to source from for sure. Some of us are private. I want you to remember when they're only telegrams and handwritten letters. Yeah, and then Autobot jumped out. As long as I don't have to be on a camera. LOL. I feel you guys. You know what, man? Here's how I look at it, guys. It's just us talking right now, even though this will probably go in this and be all over the world shortly. But look at my face. What the hell can I do to make it any different? There's nothing I can do. So it isn't like that some woman's going to be on there going, oh my God, look how hot the car man is. I got to call him and get his number. No, they're going to be like, my power window won't go up. Sir, can you help me fix it? Okay. Well, there went the looks and the Rico Suave charm. It's an honest face. Yes, it's an honest face. Ma'am, I have a very honest face. You should trust me. No, but long story short, that's it. I mean, that's how I look at it being on camera. I'm just like, what damn difference does it make? I mean, it ain't like I'm getting any prettier. So, and usually my information, it'll help somebody out somewhere down the line or it'll entertain them one way or the other. So, usually comes out in somewhat of a positive, some kind of way. Whatever's what's going to talk to us about YouTube. All right. So, oh, yeah. So if you do decide to do the YouTube thing, it's going to take you a couple years. You're not going to jump in it and rock and roll. Although I have seen some people, some of these kids are really sharp. We are still here. Got you. I got you. How do I fix my tailgate on the pickup? That is a good question, John. Depends on what's wrong with it. I am too. I'm really, I mean, YouTube is kind of, you're right. It is definitely. Okay, it won't stay up. Just WD-40 when you tailgate, sitting like this. You got the little things that are popping out on the side. Well, there's a mechanism on the inside of it that when it just works like a door handle, it moves the levers in and out. But usually the ones on the outside, they either get bent up from being, all the crap you haul around, or they get rusted from just sitting. I would start with WD-40 in them and physically move them back and forth. If you've got to, just remove the plate that's covering up the handle, and then you should be able to do it. Yeah, you should be able to slam it. Way of the future, in my option, is online. Yeah, so let's talk. Like, that's how crazy it is. It is that crazy. It's like this is where it's going. I mean, right now, I just seen one of my friends. He was like, "Hey, yeah, I don't even use Xfinity anymore." I'm like, "Dude, how do you live without TV?" He's like, "I don't have to live without TV." He's buying something off Hulu, and Hulu gives him all the channels he wants. And basically, it's like $10 a month or $12 a month, and he gets everything off Hulu. I mean, he doesn't even need he doesn't even need the online Xfinity junk anymore, the cable. And no one needs a home phone anymore, even though some people keep them. Yeah, yeah, definitely, John. Definitely try that, my man. That's right. The kids only use Wi-Fi. Yeah, they don't even like. People are like, kids today. They don't know what ABC and NBC and CBS is unless there was a football game on. They don't care. They don't care about the local news. I mean, here's the problem. Everything's on the hip. So right now, I can just push the button, and immediately, I know exactly what's going on right now. I just have a news pop up for Donald Trump over President Trump and what's going on in Korea. So they're updating you right now on that to the minute. So, and I'm sure like there's 20 different other news stories on there right now. It's all right there. It's all instant. I got you. Yeah, and it is mostly reruns and commercials. But the thing is Google has figured out how to figure out what you like. So they will send me stuff on Andy Griffin, the Fall Guy, and all this crazy stuff because I like watching all that stuff. And somehow they just always find new stuff for me to watch, which is better than even looking for it yourself when you think about it. You can just be like, hey, what does YouTube have for me to look at today? Because they know me better than I know myself, apparently. And and that's how that works too. I mean, once you get, there's going to be someone that has an interest in what you're into and whatever your video is about. And that's how most people find my channel is just like YouTube will suggest it. They'll be like, hey, we noticed you were typing in car dealer or how to flip used cars or how to repair cars or whatever. And I think 30% of my traffic comes off YouTube suggesting it, which is pretty freaking amazing. They just suggest it. And now that I've got search engine optimization, the other of it comes when people search like keywords. So you have nothing to do with the video. Exactly, man. It is too expensive, man. He's right. It costs too freaking much money to have cable. I mean, my cable bill is like $160 a month. Now, I do have a ridiculously high amount of internet feed. I have to for all the live videos, but still like 100 and something, like 110 of that still cable bill. And I don't even have I only watch like 5 channels. I watch like the History Channel, Discovery, Sci-Fi, just maybe like 7 or 8 channels total that I always watch. By the way, I love the guy. Speaking of New York, what's the funny guy's name? There's 4 of them. Impractical Jokers. Dude, I would love to be in New York City watching that go down. Those guys are hilarious. Let's see. But they always send me those things, and my wife wants to crush. But you guys always have a deal. That's true. That's true. That's true. Um, yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys today because I thought that maybe somebody's thinking about it, or they were trying to figure it out, or kind of crossed their mind. Um, yeah, that's exactly. Newspapers could be profitable if they knew who to learn, but they don't. I mean, you think about how antiquated the newspaper delivery system is. I mean, they print thousands of copies and just stick them in piles, and hopefully the people buy them. I mean, I guess people buy probably Richmond Times here. There's probably, I think it's declined. I was trying to read up on them like 2 weeks ago, and they're losing market share pretty bad. I don't know how much longer newspapers will actually be around, especially when, like I said, I mean, a newspaper is 24 hours old. I mean, here's your news. It's right here. And then if you have a question about it, you can keep asking it. And basically your phone does talk to you. They have Alexis now. Um, yeah, there you go. He buys newspaper to sit in his house. And that's just where it's at these days, fellas. That's where it's at, unfortunately. But yeah, if y'all think about anything y'all want to talk about on the YouTube stuff, let me know because I'm pretty much an open book. I mean, I'm never going to be one of the big whatevers, and that's okay. I don't really care. But at the same time, if somebody does want to have aspirations to get to where they want to go, and like I did everything exactly wrong. I did it wrong as hell. Like I know y'all probably don't have YouTube channels, but so like when you upload a video, you're supposed to do a description. Yeah, I just didn't even do that for 400 videos. And then you're supposed to put tag words in it, and yeah, I didn't do that either. And then you're supposed to like make these cool little thumbnails. I just let YouTube select whatever picture they put on, and I just said okay, and that was it of it. And then yeah, that was it. Like I just didn't care. I just put them up there and just. And believe it or not, some of them basically got. I've had videos now pushing 1 million. So doing it wrong. So if you actually did anything right, you'd really be successful. Now I'm going back through time now, and I'm trying to fix all my sins and repent for my wrong ways. But right now I'm on video of my top. I'm on my last night I went and hit number 100 of my top 100 videos. I've got them all monetized correctly with my Amazon slots in them, but I still have 400 to go. So it's going to be a while for the old car man is on the up and up in the world of, or on the upside in the YouTube land of, like those guys would turn their nose. They'd be like, "This guy doesn't care about crap." It's not that I didn't care about it; I just didn't know about it. I mean, it's okay. I didn't care that much, and it was kind of boring. I didn't really feel like going. I thought the video was all that people cared about, but apparently there's more to it. Uh, okay, so let's see. Look up my channel. All right, I did a few like that. Okay. What is your channel, Big Cliff? Are you just Big Cliff? I'm looking it up right now. Everybody, let's look up Big Cliff right now. I'm looking at Big Cliff right now. Let's see if Big Cliff. All right, Cliff, I got you. I got you. So we're finding you. We're finding you. Big Cliff YouTube. Big Cliff YouTube. Big Cliff YouTube. Where's he at? All right, and here we go. Big Cliff YouTube. All right. It says Big Ship Cliff Richard YouTube. Big Cliff YouTube. All right. All right. Big Cliff. Oh, oops. All right. Big Cliff reps 315 pounds. Dang, is that you, bro? You lift a bench pressing 315 pounds, dog? What's up with that? Damn, this is Big Cliff. Let's see. August 1, 2009. I don't know if. Yeah, Big Cliff is a big dude. You did it. Is this you, Big Cliff? He said, no, I weigh 335. Okay, well, there's a Big Cliff that can bench press 335. So everybody keep it cool. Well, if we can't be talking smack about the big cliff because the one big cliff can definitely bench press 335 pounds 30 times. So we got to be cool with that big cliff. Yeah. So big cliff, you got to give us your channel. We'll check you out. Meanwhile, what else have I got going on? This week I'm gonna be. I don't know what I'm gonna talk about this week. It's always it's shoot from the hip, but it's always at 5 o'clock. So we'll start out with the subject and go. Anybody got any car issues they need to bring up real quick at the end of the show? Anybody got anything hitting that they got a problem with? Something ain't acting right, needs a little bit of act right in it. Other than the truck, we had a truck not acting right. Something going on. All right, making sure I got everybody. All right, cool. Well, look, man, I definitely appreciate all you guys hooking up, and I think this is going to be just a regular thing. So whatever you got coming up or whatever you want, just I'm always here for you. Lancer Sadia. Okay, all right. I'm gonna check him out before we roll. All right, we're gonna give Big Cliff a one scroll through here. I want to check my boy out here. See how they do it in Barbados. All right, here we go. All right, and it is all right. Now this is on YouTube, right? Okay, here we go. Done. Answer Sadia, direct injection. All right, trying to find it. There's a lot of stuff coming up under this. All right, injection. All right. Oh, you don't have a video. Oh, are you racing it? Oh, okay. Well, look, I'm getting overran by like these. Apparently, that is a very popular car to be running the wheels off of. They always have been. People love those cars. But yeah, man. All right, guys. Well, look, I'm gonna catch y'all tomorrow at 5 o'clock. If there's anything I can do for you between now and then, y'all know how to find me. 2005 Buick. Okay, that's real simple. When you say ding, is it like a door ding? All right, later, my man, Big Cliff. Is it like a door ding, Buff, or is it something else? Waiting to hear a response here. I'm pretty sure it's a door ding. Oh, it's an alarm. Hey, what's up, my man? Oh, so it's an alarm like a. I'm trying to think of what you're talking about. Is it kind of like a flasher alarm? A chime. Do you hear it any other time? A chime. Like the lights are on chime. That kind of chime? Like when you shut the door, when the keys are off and then you leave the lights on, it starts giving you a chime like that. We're going to, bingo, Big Cliff. Chime. Yeah. Okay. So it's a chime, like I'm trying to think of what might cause that. Usually like there's a relay. Okay. So, all right. So it's like a door or a light chime. Okay. So are you able to crawl underneath where the dash pad? I'm assuming it's coming from under the dash or the glove box, right? One of those places. And wherever that chime's coming from, there's going to be a relay going to it. And if that relay is stuck, okay, yeah, okay. So that relay is probably stuck. What's going on, my man? So you should be able to feel like if you get into take your this is how I would handle it. Just pull off your fuse box panel, and then when you pull off the fuse box panel, you'll see your relays, and sometimes the relays are behind it. Could be a door switch issue. What I'm going to tell you is you're going to find that relay. It's going to be going bzz, bzz, bzz. Every time that relay kicks on, you're going to feel it kicking on. And it'll be easy to find because it shouldn't be going. It'll be the only one that's just shutting itself on and off. And that'll tell you whatever the chime is. You can look it up backwards then. That's how I would do it. I mean, that's probably the easiest way. It's either light or door. Disconnect the whole unit. I'm pretty sure it's if it's most times, and I've dealt with a lot of GMs. So if you've got a problem with it dinging like that and it just will just keep going, and you're 100% sure, have you lubed all of your the little contacts in the doors just to make sure all of them are good and all that good stuff? I don't think it's going to be the sensor. It's so all you got is four switches. You got four switches and then the light switch that would tell you that it's on, or the key ignition. It could be the key ignition switch too. Um, okay, so it dings when it's running. What about when it's off and the key's out? Let's see if it's quiet when the key's out. So if you turn the car off and pull the key out, it's nice and quiet and there's no more dinging. When you turn the key to the on position without starting it, is it dinging there? Okay, it's quiet when it's off. When you turn it to the run position but you haven't started it, is it dinging? That's a big question. Because if it's okay, on position only, so it's running and on. So you've started and it's on the on position in gear. All right. So the only thing that I can think of that would chime, you got to look backwards on what the computer would tell the car to be sending notification for. That's going to be, if I had to guess, it's going to be one of the door switches because it wouldn't notify you if it wouldn't be sending a signal if the headlights were on, and it wouldn't be sending a signal for any other reason other than a door is ajar. Does your door jar light come on? Just curious. Door jar light. Anyway, I guess that's what I would check out. But you should have a door jar light on if it's the door. I'm trying to think of what else that could be. So you got the door as a possibility, a trunk ajar. The door jar light's on constantly as it dings. Is that what you're telling me? If that's what you're telling me, I'm going to tell you how to fix this. So you're running down the road, the door jar light's on and it's dinging like a mofo. Are we on the same page here? Okay, because if we're on the same page, then you're going to have to. This is very simple. Just open up your door. You know where the switches are at. Lights. The light won't go off as it dings. Okay, there you go. So it's one of the door switches, my man. It's either trunk. Well, it wouldn't be trunk ajar because I think the Buicks have a trunk ajar light. So it's going to be one of your four door switches. My guess is I would start with the driver's door because it's the most used. Just take it out, clean it, and you should be able to press it by hand. You should be able to start the car. Oh, just open the door, start the car, put it in dry, put your brake on it, and manually compress it. And then get someone around all four doors and see if somebody can make that light go on. Okay, interior light. All right, man, that's a door ajar. Yeah, that's the door. The door is ajar. So you're gonna have to figure that out. You're one of those four switches is bad. That I would not disconnect the whole system. That's it. So I would get. It's going to take two people because you're going to have someone manually working each door, like open one door, get them to press it while you've got it held in gear, and see if the lights go out, and go through the whole all four doors. That's what I would do. All right, guys. Well, I've talked your ears off. Oh my God, 50 minutes. All right. This went way over schedule for our YouTube thing. Who cares? It's YouTube. No one cares. All right, man. Nothing but love and peace from the car, man. I wish you nothing but the best. And I will. Oh wait, old car was so rusty that that it brought on the light when I sat on the seat. That was their fix, not mine. Okay, I got an Acura that randomly hesitates. Randomly hesitates. All right. The first place I would look on a randomly hesitating car, if it's random, would be either the very, very first place is look at your coil packs. And because sometimes when they get warm, they start shorting out, which would mean why it would be random. Or Yeah, Autobahn. Longer the better, JJ. All right. So big 93. Oh, hold on. Oh yeah, big close car was a 93. So JR Salmon, he's accurate randomly hesitates. All right. So if it randomly hesitates, the first thing that I think of is it's definitely either a ignition delivery problem, like with a coil pack being cracked and it gets hot and starts shorting out. There's no engine light on for the misfire. Okay, the other thing that can cause that is the fuel filter. Have you changed the fuel filter lately in any shape or form? Because that usually can cause a hesitation too. Also, with those, the cam sensors are another gnarly little thing that kind of comes and goes. They're real easy to switch out, but they're a real pain in the ass when they're acting up. Um, there's no engine light for the misfire. Dizzy. I got you. Carb. I hear you. Man, I love carburetor carb. Matter of fact, y'all getting ready to watch a 73 Chevy get built because I'm in the middle of it right now. I took the tires off today. So that's what happens when the car man gets bored and there's rain outside. He just starts working on random shit. All right, cool. All right, so I think we got you handled. And all right, so I got that. All right, got this. Okay, everybody's caught up now, I think. Okay, seems like the starter makes noises after being driven. That's probably it. Probably does. Starters require a ridiculous amount of electricity, and when you start them, then they go bad over time. There's just nothing you can do about it. The clutch. That's right. Now this man knows about cars. You don't technically need a starter as long as you got a clutch. Oh yeah, and somebody that's can push it really fast, or you're on top of a hill, whichever one makes you happy. Clock. Peace out from the RVA. See you, baby.